Hi, I'm Sarah.
I'm Todd.
Go crush it, travel and thrive. We want you to live your best life.
Okay, here we are in Grand Island, Nebraska.
We finally made it.
Yep, we've been meaning to get out there to see these sandhill cranes for a long time. We finally made it.
Yeah, they're migrating north. They're headed to Alaska, Canada, and even eastern Siberia. So this is their stopping place along the way.
Yeah, there was lots of them. I think you told me like they counted.
Well, while we were there,
700,000.
they counted 736,000 of them, which is an all-time record count. So I think that's amazing. That's according to the Grand Island tourism folks and the Crane Trust. That was March 17th of 2025 when they had that record number.
Yep, this is them in the morning getting ready to get started on their day.
They were fun to watch in the morning, but I really enjoyed them maybe more coming in the evening. I don't know why. But they're fun to see. I mean, look at all these. They don't leave an inch between them. There's not a centimeter between them.
Yeah, this is already thinned out. You can see all of them in the air already.
Yeah, they're just really in there really tight, and they're in their happy place.
Yeah, and they're on a schedule too.
They love Nebraska. They love the Grand Island area.
Hey, we're out here. We've been chasing sandhill cranes here in Grand Island, Nebraska. And here's your tip. Stop at the Crane Visitor Center right at I-80. I don't remember the exit number. But pick up yourself one of these self-guided sandhill crane viewing maps. It gives you a lot of tips about the places you can view the sandhill cranes. But here's your other tip. Find a gravel road and drive, and here you go.
Yeah, well, there's that bald eagle. I think he was a little disgusted with what was going on.
Yeah. Oh, here you can see a close-up of
They
that.
seem to love cornfields the most.
Yeah, just drive around and
I think you probably stay within 5, 6, 7 miles of the river and the cornfields.
Yeah, you can't go anywhere in March in the Grand Island, Nebraska area along the Platte River there, and you're gonna see cranes, sandhill cranes. You will see them.
Yeah, and it seemed like in the morning they were kind of in larger groups in the cornfields, and as the day went on, they kind of thinned out. But then as it got closer to night, they started to come together in these groups again.
Yeah, it was really neat to see how that is what happened. That is what happened. They gathered and they kind of go do their own thing. But when it gets time to fly into the river at night and get into those close quarters again, they do gather around.
Yeah. And you see a lot of people out there with these great big camera lenses, and that's, I mean, you kind of need some kind of lens if you want to get photos like this, because your cell phone's just not going to get you close enough.
Yeah, we saw a lot of people with some really big cameras. If
Okay,
you
I feel
enjoy
like we saw
photography,
these photos before.
if you enjoy photography, you are going to love the sandhill migration in Nebraska. So here we are at the corner of Platte River Drive and the road that runs straight south of the Crane Nature and Visitor Center here, right outside of Grand Island, Nebraska. So in March of every year, it happens to be the middle of March, and these sandhill cranes migrate through here, and we found a great parking lot. This parking lot's huge, and there's actually even handicap parking here. If you're traveling with an RV, whatever it is, this parking lot would be great. But it just happens there's like a fence here, and then the sandhill cranes just happen to be here right now.
And then the other thing is, just drive the gravel roads. The paved roads, I wouldn't even, just use.
Yeah, we have to drive some paved roads to get to some of the gravel roads.
Yes, but don't be one of these people that drives 10 mile an hour down the highway.
You're going to have problems.
The semis aren't going to be too happy about it.
Yeah. But March is when they typically arrive they're typically there the month of March. It varies a few weeks here, but you can't hear them.
Oh yeah, all night long.
You can hear them. That is for sure.
And again, out in cornfields, I think only like an alfalfa field we found some in one time. Otherwise, it was all cornfields. And then just driving these gravel roads like this. And if you see a bunch you want to get out and take pictures, get well off to the side.
They just kind of like to do their thing.
Yeah, they're a bigger bird than you think they are. I think they're, at least 3 feet tall?
Oh, they're pretty
Close
tall.
to 4?
Yeah. But this is a common sight all around. So they're out here during the day just kind of doing their thing. And this is when are they kind of getting ready to rounding up to go back? Or
This might be getting later in the afternoon here where they're kind
Yeah.
of getting into their groups again.
Yeah.
And then I think, you see them in one field one day, and I think the next day you might not see any in that field.
They were fun to watch. And binoculars, if you want to take binoculars with you to watch them, you may want to. If you're a photographer, this is a photographer's dream. March in Nebraska with the sandhill cranes, you cannot go wrong if you're a photographer. Or even if you don't think you're a photographer, you'll have fun with it.
Yeah, I had a 250 millimeter lens, so nothing, too outrageous.
The formations that they fly in I think are pretty interesting. You gotta wonder why birds do what they do, but really incredible to watch. And this is later in the day here.
Mm-hmm.
They're really starting to gather up.
Yeah, this group here, the ones on the right, they were kind of brave. They were hanging out fairly close to the road. So.
But yeah, you can look at all of them in the sky. Later in the day, we really saw a lot of them. Earlier in the day and later in the day, you see a lot of them going and coming from the river.
Oh, these are kind of funny. See how they land? One looks like he's just standing up in midair, just falling.
Yeah, they are interesting to watch.
Yeah.
They really are. And if you're watching them, you can see this with the naked eye. You don't have to have anything to see real close. You can see this with the naked eye. Obviously, this is closer, but you can see it. Really a phenomena. I know a lot of people are always looking to check states off their list, and Nebraska is a lot of times maybe state number 50.
Well, this would be a good way to do it. Yeah.
You can check it off in March.
Yeah, and then they had two official places to view them that we saw. That one with the boardwalk, and then that other one with the big stockade fence.
Yeah, and if you find those signs of places to view them, stop in those viewing areas. They weren't overly busy.
Yeah.
We were there the middle of March.
But don't just limit yourself to that. Oh, there's this Canadian goose. He was trying to join the gang.
Yeah, that's a great tip. Yeah, don't limit yourself to those viewing areas. You do want to drive the gravel roads in the area.
Now we're getting towards the evening, so they're already
in there.
They're coming in. They're kind of awkward to watch land, but
yeah, we noticed that.
They
right
just
away.
kind of put their wings out and let gravity do its thing.
Yeah, I could have stood hours and hours and just watched them come in, and then obviously the sun sets and you can't see them anymore.
It's these sandbars on the river. They just get completely covered with them.
It was quite a phenomenon. Large numbers of them just gathered on the river, on those little sandbars that are out there, and they seem to like their spot. But stop into the Grand Island Tourism Office in Grand Island. They can give you some information on best places for viewing as well. And the Crane Trust, that foundation, has a beautiful building right in the area along I-80 at Grand Island. So there's great resources out there for your visit. Yeah, so here we are. We're chasing sandhill cranes near Grand Island, Nebraska. What are we looking for?
The mother lode.
The mother lode of cranes. So, they don't just sit in one place all day. So,
I'm not sure. I keep seeing them go that way, but...
Yeah, so we're just trying to figure out which way they're going to fly. I guess we'll figure it out.